Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to be with us. Now, from today, the 1st of April, independent music companies which produce and manage artists like Zahara and Khuli Chana will start claiming for payments from the SABC for all music video played on the public broadcaster platform since 2012. This follows a historic distribution agreement that SABC COO Hlaudi Motsoeneng undertook in 2011 when he was the acting COO. For more details, we are joined by the chairperson or the chairman of AIRCO, Dr. Modi, and SABC spokesperson Kaiser Khanyago. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Dr. Before I talk to you, Kaiser, let me bring you into this conversation. This is historic. This is the recognition of artists that have worked their life's work and they are finally going to get paid.
No, definitely. It is a historic moment because when we signed this agreement in 2011 after the intervention, you remember Hlaudi was still starting to be acting COO at the time, and we had engagement with all the industry people, and we realized that there's this gap. And then we signed that agreement at that particular time. We're basically saying our commitment to local content is steadfast. And we are saying to the music industry out there, these people have been servicing us all this time. Let us take their videos and put them up there and make sure that the people enjoy them. And then they must benefit directly, because at the time we had issues around people not getting their monies and so on. And then ultimately we did that. And we are very happy that the process has gone so well. And we are now in the process where we are paying the people, because this thing of having artists die as paupers is not a good thing to have.
Toto, we get to this point and it's a news story, but what we're not forgetting is the hours, the negotiations, putting this deal together, making sure that South Africans in large benefit. And take me through this process. Why has it taken so long from an independent perspective to organize it and get artists their money and sign these historic deals with organizations like the SABC, who's in many ways, and people will argue this, have always supported local music?
Thanks very much, Dr. Marshall. I think, like Brad Kaiser is saying, it was not an easy journey, really, we must say, especially coming from understanding the journey of the emancipation of our independent record companies in this country. The markets have been so occupied by your majors to a point that they could not just participate in the mainstreams. And of course, when we began to sign this agreement with the SABC, and thanks to the SABC with their commitment to the agreement and the Department of Arts and Culture, for us and our our members, it began a new dawn for our people. Remember, at the time, most of the record companies were closing down, record retailers were closing down, and so forth. But as we began now to start distributing these monies, all of these companies, most of them, they came back live to the mainstream again. They started investing into the artists. Now we're beginning to see our markets coming back to life. And here we are now, we're coming to deliver the good news for the Easters. That's it. It's going to be another wonderful Easter.
Kaiser, many can argue that this is business as usual for the SABC. This is what we do on a day-to-day basis. But just kind of take us back. What was Hlaudi's work, the work that he did behind the scenes to make sure that we could structure this deal, that we're sitting here talking about this historic moment?
You must remember, we had made a commitment as the SABC to say we want to have local content. But we had a problem in that we were only getting videos from established artists, recording companies and whatever, and that the people that the public out there wanted to hear were independent, and therefore they were not producing any videos because obviously they would not have money for that. And then when we had those engagement together with the department and the industry as a whole, we then saw all of these gaps. And I think that's when Hlaudi said, let us come back and see how we can help. And then AIRCO came into the picture, and because we felt that we needed to then boost the economy, but also do what we are supposed to do anyway, because we have got to pay the artists. But we then said, we can't do the paying directly. We've got to have a place where we can then put this money to, and so that all this can be checked and audited, and we give them the money. And the commitment that we wanted from them was to say, we want to make sure that the recipient or the people that are supposed to receive the money receives the money. Because we don't want complaints. And that we said, on the day when we signed the deal, we said, if we hear that the people who are supposed to get the money don't get the money, we are going to have a problem.
Break this down for me in nuts and bolts. I mean, you've got this historic deal on the table now. It's been signed. There's a massive commitment. We've now organized this part of the music industry. But what does that actually mean to the artist on the street, that independent musician, producer that's been working, slaving away? How does that actually benefit them?
It benefits them in many ways, Dr. Marshall. You remember initially, when our people were sending the videos to the broadcasters, maybe to the SABC, to most of us, it was only a question of promoting our music. But then the game started to change when we came onto the field as AIRCO. We said that this will be a return on investment. You send in your videos out there, but then later on you get paid. It has never happened in our country most of the times, especially to our independent labels. They never receive those kind of monies. But as we came we changed the game totally. But now it also means a game changing for our artists, because we also clear as AIRCO. We are saying to our members, you are not going to repeat the previous ills that other record companies were doing by failing to pay our people. We pay you because AIRCO is responsible to pay the producers of the record company, and the record company must then pay the artist. And I'm glad to this point, Dr. Marshall, we have never received any formal consent from any of the artists to say, you paid Dojan Productions, but they never paid us.
Sure.
So we are happy that it's beginning to infiltrate all the critical owners of this.
Dodo, Kaiser, you're not going anywhere. We're about to take an ad break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the mechanisms of what that relationship is going to look like going forward. And then also let's talk about the claims of paying back since 2012 and the impact of that, and how we're going to make sure that all the artists that have actually had their music played by the SABC will actually get paid. We take an ad break. You don't go anywhere.